right, today I'm going to share with you the process of completing an LTL shipment on Amazon. Now, this was the very first LTL shipment for us to this point. We've been selling on Amazon for over 3 years now. We've always done small parcel delivery because of the amount of shipments that we have going out, the amount of products. We need to figure out how to do LTL. And so if you're in that same boat, this would be a perfect video for you to watch. Now, I will tell you, this is minimal editing because I want you to see the thought process that I went through going through the workflow on the shipment side. Probably some questions that would pop up in your mind as you hit these points in the shipping process. And we did not use 2D workflow. The shipment was entirely done through Amazon Seller Central. So I know people who are doing regular LTL shipments, shipping out pallets on a daily basis, prefer 2D workflow. We haven't got there yet. This was our first attempt. So hopefully you can gain something from this and help you understand the process of shipping out LTL. Also, at the end, I share something a little special. So you basically need to have a good pallet that's not all broken up, can hold the weight of what you want to send in. Okay, so once we've created our batch in Inventory Lab, and again, you can use 2D workflow. I'm assuming that the more of these shipments you're doing, you would want to use something like 2D workflow. I have personally not used it yet since this is my first LTL shipment, but I'm just going to walk you through the process of when you convert to send to Amazon. So I'm going to click Convert to Send to Amazon. And we're going to click Convert. May take up to 2 minutes. It's going to take like 5 seconds. And then they actually already are packed. And then we have the option for us to do a web form, upload an Excel file, Amazon processes it for us, or use 2D barcodes. In this case, if we wanted to use a web form, it does not allow you to go over, I believe, 11 boxes through the web form. The most you can send is, I think, 11. It might be 12, but we're going to do upload a Excel file. How many boxes? In this case, we have 62. Even though it says exact number not needed, it's for the Excel file, it still needs to know how many boxes you're sending because it's going to create cells for each one of those boxes for you to enter the contents, the weight, dimensions. So we're going to generate that file. Once that file generates, we're going to download it. Now, one thing that we did that may make a difference is I noticed the first time I went through this, it didn't ask me anywhere the weights of my pallets. It was just the boxes and the dimensions. And so the first time I tried this, it showed my total weight as 890 pounds, but that was minus the weight of the 2 pallets. So in this case, I split the weight of the pallets among the first 2 boxes on each pallet. So once I have that file filled out, I am then going to go and upload that file. It's going to be the same file name. I'm just going to, after I save the Excel file, now I'm just going to go and upload that same file back into Amazon. So it's verifying the uploaded file for me, and now it's going to ask me to confirm and continue. Click Confirm and Continue. Now here's where I actually got a little discombobulated the first time because it assumes I'm sending the small parcel delivery. So it's going to show my estimated carrier charges $321.70. So I'm just going to pick a day that I'm sending this out. But what I actually want to choose is the less than truckload. I'm going to click on that. It shows me my accurate weight, 1,004 pounds, and my estimated carrier charge is $119.27. So in this case, for a 1,004 pound shipment, I am paying approximately 11.88 cents versus the small parcel delivery, which would be 30 to 34 cents. So quite a bit of savings for doing LTL. Obviously, a little bit more work involved for that. Next, I'm going to click Confirm Shipping Destinations. Okay, and then here I'm going to print my box labels. And these are the labels that are going on the outside of the box itself. There will be shipping labels that I'll be printing at another step when it tells me their pallet labels will be available later. These are the ones that are going to go on all four sides of the actual pallet itself once it's wrapped. But these labels are going to go on the boxes themselves, and the ones that are on the outside of the pallet, these labels have to be visible. Obviously, you're going to have boxes on the inner part of the pallet that are surrounded. Those ones are still going to take a label, but they're obviously not going to be visible from the outside of the pallet. Only the ones that are on the outside have to have labels that are visible to Amazon when they go to check your shipment in. So now I'm going to hit print. All right, now I have my labels printed. Got them. And I'm going to continue to carrier and pallet information. So Amazon partner carrier, the ready date is, it'll actually be ready Monday. So I have to add contact information. And this is the interesting part. So now that I've put those in, I can actually now put in my individual weights of the pallets, the actual heights. You know, I can configure it how I want to configure it versus Amazon kind of telling me what I'm going to have to do. And this is going to be way easier for me because when I pack the boxes, I mark them with a number. So starting at 1 all the way up to 62. So I knew when I went to print my box labels, which label would go on what box, and then also when I how I wanted to stack them. So this is actually interesting. Once I enter my contact information, now it's going to allow me to enter in the height, the weight. I'm putting it's not stackable. It's going to depend on the layout of your pallet, whether it's stackable or not, and the count of the pallet itself. So in this case, it's just one of each. Then once I'm done with that, I can hit. All right, so now that I have my weight, accurate weight of each pallet height, I'm going to click confirm, and still charges are the same, $119.27, confirm carrier and pallet information. And so now it'll allow me to print my pallet labels and bill of lading. Again, I'm going to apply one of the pallet labels to each of the forward sides of the pallet. We're going to print these in the thermal printing 4x6 inches. All right, so now that I have those printed, I'm going to shrink wrap pallets. And then once that everything's shrink wrapped, I'm going to then put one of those labels on each side of the pallet. With the BOL, you're going to print out 2 copies, one for yourself, one for the person picking it up. Sign both of those once they arrive, and off your shipment will go to Amazon. So once I've clicked the tracking details, now it shows me that the bill of lading would be available to download once again the day of pickup. So I will get an email when the pickup is going to happen, and that's when I'll get that email that it's ready. All right, so I have everything labeled, everything stacked, you know, pretty good, fairly compact. And this is 60 inches, so I'm going to stop the layer here. You can go up to 72, but I have a second pallet to play with, and so there's 3 other boxes that I had planned to put on this one, but I'm just going to put on this one because this one was 26 boxes originally, so it'll end up being 29. This was going to be 36 boxes, but now it's going to be 33. So pretty even split, and we'll keep going. All right, so it's time to shrink wrap this, and obviously I want to make sure my shrink wrap's going to stay on there. So one little trick I came along, I don't know who or where, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my edge of my shrink wrap, and I'm actually going to tie a knot in the corner of the pallet just to secure that edge, and then I'm going to start wrapping. All right, almost done shrink wrapping it, but before I complete it up, I have this piece of plastic just on top, you know, protect it from any weather, rain, anything like that, moisture. So I'll finish wrapping that, make that tight. And then this pallet will be done. All I need to do is slap my pallet labels, one on each of the 4 sides, and this one will be ready to go for the carrier pickup. Hopefully they will be courteous enough to bring the pallet jack into 3 feet of my garage to take this out. So we have our bill of lading printed out, 2 copies. What we're going to do is we're going to sign and date when the carrier comes to pick it up. They're going to sign and date. We're going to give them 1 copy. We're going to take a copy. Somebody's here to pick it up. They have a little bit of problem in the neighborhood. So we got our shipment ready, and hopefully they can get through. We got our bill of lading for them, and this will be off to Amazon just like that. So that was it. That entire process from A to Z of how we did an LTL shipment, sending inventory to Amazon. Also, fun side fact, the delivery driver that came and picked our shipment up asked a bunch of questions about Amazon, and he actually told me the reason he was asking all the questions is because he sells on Amazon. He has a private label product that he's launched recently, and he's looking to actually move full-time into the Amazon thing. So that was a pretty cool interaction that we got to have and talk about. He's putting a lot of his products, actually, I think he said he's in 30 stores right now, which is pretty cool to me. So you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what doors Amazon opens up to you. So anyways, guys, we'll catch you on the next video.